Seattle, 1 minute left, and the game is tied at 35. Sam Darnold takes the snap, scans left, and faces a collapsing pocket. He tries to throw the ball away, but it clips the helmet of Tampa's Logan Hall and lands in the hands of Lavonte David. Interception. That single play seals the game. Afterward, Darnold doesn't make excuses. He says, "That was bad quarterback play on that last snap." It's a rare kind of honesty in a league that often deflects blame, and it says as much about the Seahawks as it does about their quarterback, because while one throw cost them a win, it also showed what Seattle must fix and why their next big move may already be in motion.
With that in the first half, being down 13-0, the way that we, kind of came back in that 2-minute drill, scored, and then we were able to score right away, coming out of the second half. It was awesome to see our offense, do that, to be able to just double them up right there in the middle late. It was great. And then, just, the last turnover, definitely, on me. I was just trying to throw it away. I think it might have deflected off a helmet once I saw I was going to be hot to my left.
Sam Darnold's performance against the Buccaneers was, for most of the night, everything Seattle could have asked for. He completed 28 of 34 passes, threw for 341 yards, and delivered 4 touchdowns. His rhythm with his receivers was sharp and footwork composed. Every drive felt like a statement that Darnold had found his footing again. Then came the final minute. The Seahawks had the ball, the score was tied at 35, and a chance to take control was right there. From his own 32-yard line, Darnold took the shotgun snap. Tampa Bay disguised pressure before the play. Antoine Winfield Jr. crept toward the line as part of a delayed blitz, while the linebacker shifted subtly to force a protection error. At the snap, the pocket broke faster than expected. Darnold saw the rush closing from both sides and made a split-second decision: throw it away and live to play another down. While the intention was sound, the execution wasn't. His release angle came in low, and the ball struck defensive lineman Logan Hall's helmet before spinning directly into the arms of Lavonte David. Within seconds, Tampa Bay was in field goal range. Moments later, the game was gone. It was a small technical error, a mechanical lapse amplified by the situation. The pass wasn't underthrown or mistimed, it was mistargeted, born from instinct instead of structure. That's what made it sting more.
Yeah, it's tough. It's the league, some things happen, and it's one game and it's week 5, so obviously you want to win that game and it's no excuse to lose it. But, you got to turn the page, and, we go to Jacksonville next week, so time to, make it right.
What began working so much better for your offense after 5 straight touchdown drives from the end of the second quarter on?
I felt like we were beating ourselves at the start. In the NFL, I feel like penalties are huge, and we were just getting behind the sticks, and didn't do that in the second half, so just got to continue to play clean football.
When Darnold returned to the sideline, the frustration was obvious. Coaches approached him briefly, offering short words, but there was no visible tension. Everyone understood the weight of the moment. A quarterback who had played almost flawlessly had let one rushed motion define the outcome. The breakdown started before the snap from a tactical standpoint. Darnold later said he should have adjusted the protection. He noticed the defensive shift, recognized the risk, but hesitated to change the call. That hesitation left his right side exposed and forced a hurried throw. To his credit, the mistake was situational overload. In under 5 seconds, he had to process coverage disguise, collapsing protection, and pocket movement. Most quarterbacks would have struggled under the same rush, but at this level, one lapse in pre-snap control can undo an entire game's worth of near perfection. That's the cruel balance of football. You can dominate for 59 minutes and still lose in 1 second. Darnold's interception didn't erase his accuracy or decision-making for the night, but it reminded everyone how quickly control can slip in the NFL. It was a reminder for Seattle that great numbers mean little without composure when the clock runs out. The final throw didn't reflect his talent. In actuality, it revealed how thin the margin is between command and collapse. And for the Seahawks, that moment became an evidence of what still separates them from being a complete team. When the game ended, Sam Darnold didn't look for excuses. He didn't mention the tip pass, the collapsing protection, or the disguised blitz. He walked into the press room, sat down, and said what most quarterbacks never do after a loss. That was bad quarterback play on that last snap. Players often default to shared blame. Phrases like, "we could have executed better," or "that's a team loss," are common. Darnold didn't hide behind that language. He made it personal and admitted what every fan saw and what every player felt. That kind of honesty is rare in professional football. It's also powerful. It tells a locker room that the man leading their huddle doesn't avoid responsibility when things fall apart. Overall, Darnold's journey has never been easy. Drafted 3rd overall in 2018, he was supposed to be the Jets' answer at quarterback. Instead, he walked into dysfunction. 3 offensive coordinators in as many seasons, constant roster turnover, and little stability. When he was traded to Carolina, the story was supposed to reset, but practically it didn't. Injuries, inconsistency, and scheme changes kept him from finding rhythm. By the time he landed in Seattle, expectations were modest. He wasn't the face of the franchise. He was the bridge, the experienced signal caller meant to stabilize an offense full of young talent while the team explored long-term options. Yet, through 5 games this season, he's done more than that. Over 73% completion, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and the calm presence of someone who knows every rep counts.
Just unbelievable job by him, the defense continuing to fight and strain. I mean, that's a good team that we just played, and just being able to make plays when it really mattered right there, and it's a complimentary football game.
You talk about the fight in this team. All 4 wins have come in the final minute of each game. Just describe the fight you see from your guys week in and week out.
We're built different. It's the way the locker room's wired, the way they built this roster, and I love it. It's a group that plays with an edge, and I always say we're always in the fight, but I love this team and I love the way they fight.
That's why this loss hit harder. Darnold had played his best game in years, but in the NFL, the spotlight doesn't care about context. It simply magnifies what happens last. And what happened last was a turnover that shifted an entire result. What stands out is how he handled it. Teammates mentioned privately that his accountability set the tone in the locker room afterward. There was no frustration directed outward, no visible finger pointing. Coaches echoed that sentiment, saying his composure after the loss reflected professionalism. That matters because leadership is measured in reaction. When a quarterback owns a mistake publicly, he earns trust privately. It turns frustration into respect, and that respect builds alignment. Darnold's words also reflect the broader character Seattle has tried to build under new leadership. This roster is built on communication and collective growth. A quarterback who takes ownership of his failure fits right into that framework. Accountability doesn't erase the interception, but it redefines what comes after. It's what allows teams to recover without fracture, to refocus without blame. For Darnold, it might be the turning point that transforms him from a player trying to prove his worth into a leader who commands it. One throw may have cost Seattle a win, but it also peeled back something deeper, a structural weakness that's been building quietly beneath the surface. Darnold's interception didn't happen in isolation. It was the final symptom of a system still learning to finish games. Seattle's offense has looked sharp for most of the season. Their play design under Mike Macdonald and offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb emphasizes rhythm throws, motion, and spacing. Through 5 weeks, they've been among the top 10 in completion percentage and red zone conversion. Yet, When the game tightens, that precision begins to fade. The loss to Tampa Bay wasn't about Darnold alone. Tampa disguised pressure beautifully, but Seattle's protection unit should have adapted. The offensive line, already dealing with injuries, struggled to pick up late rushers. When Winfield Jr. blitzed, there was no slide protection to the right, leaving Darnold exposed.
Out of our defensive front, bunch of dogs everywhere. Baker had all time to throw, but he did make some great decisions. Can we get into those stats? What did Baker have, but also what did Emeka Egbuka have?
Yeah, I got you on that. So Baker Mayfield, who, man, we're fans of Baker. Like, we really, right? We talk about him all the time when he's not playing the Seahawks.
Yeah.
This was such a Baker Mayfield style game, like one that we would love to chat about if he was playing any other team.
Late game communication breakdowns have been a recurring issue. In each of Seattle's losses this season, the team has allowed defensive pressure or misreads to dictate closing possessions. Statistically, they've ranked near the bottom third in turnover margin during the final 2 minutes. This imbalance reveals something about how the roster is built. Seattle has loaded its offense with skill talents, but that strength leans on a defense that has been inconsistent under stress. When the offense stalls, the defense inherits short fields, forcing them to defend under poor circumstances. In Tampa, that imbalance played out perfectly. The defense had been on the field for nearly 9 minutes of the fourth quarter before Darnold's interception. Fatigue showed. Missed tackles, slower reads, and soft zones appeared as the Buccaneers regained momentum. By the time the offense got the ball back, every small mistake carried twice the cost. Analysts have noted that Seattle's win-loss margin doesn't reflect their actual efficiency. They're strong between the 20s, but fragile in crunch time. The Tampa loss made that fragility visible to everyone. For head coach Mike Macdonald and general manager John Schneider, this becomes a blueprint for what to fix next. The offense needs support while the defense needs depth, and both sides of the ball need synchronization. The final interception was dramatic, but it's significant. Seattle isn't a bad team, but an incomplete one. The raw pieces are in place, yet the balance that separates contenders from hopefuls isn't there, not yet. The solution doesn't rest on another quarterback or play calling shift. It lies in structural refinement, and for Seattle, that process may already be underway through the next major decision shaping their future, the 2026 draft. Analysts from well-known media outlets say that the front office is trying desperately to seal the crack. That's the reason there's been talks of selecting Avion Terrell. He's a corner from Clemson with the kind of balance and discipline Seattle's system demands. Terrell is known for his clean coverage technique. He's patient at the line of scrimmage and rarely gives receivers an easy release. His tackling has improved every season, and scouts describe him as extremely consistent. Adding a defender like that would immediately stabilize the secondary. Devin Witherspoon remains the heart of Seattle's backfield defense, but he can't do it alone. The other corner spots have rotated often, with Rick Woolen and Josh Jobe nearing the end of their current contracts. Depth is thin, and teams have started to attack those openings in late quarters. A corner who can hold his ground in isolation changes the rhythm of an entire defense. Some projections suggest another name, Jermod McCoy from Tennessee. Before his knee injury, McCoy was one of the most promising defensive backs in college football. He brings more raw athleticism than Terrell, with long reach and exceptional recovery speed. His instincts allow him to anticipate routes early, something that translates well to zone-heavy schemes. If his recovery continues on track, he could climb back into top-tier draft discussions. Seattle's identity has always been strongest when its defense defines tempo. That was true in the Legion of Boom years, and it can be true again with the right additions. What do you think Seattle needs more? A quarterback who can finish, or a defense that never lets the game get that close? Drop your take below. And if you believe the Seahawks are finally building towards something big, hit that subscribe button, because this next chapter might be worth staying for.